Okay, so I went into my subscription list and I pulled up somebody randomly. Again, there's no rhyme and reason to this. I'm not going out of my way to, put out propaganda. And unfortunately, this person here says YouTube account ACD Sintra has been terminated because we received multiple third-party notifications of copyright infringement from claimants including UMG. Well, we know who they are. I don't know who FPM is, and they've dubbed them twice. Now, I want to point something out here. How does this work? Okay, we're going to go into my stuff. We're going to go into, how does this work? Settings. I might have to do this again here. Manage account. Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay. Manage account. Account status. Community guidelines. Your account is in good standing. You can see that. Account status. Copyright strikes. Your account is in good standing. Content ID claims. Your account is in good standing. Am I reading that right? Because it says I'm in good standing. They gave me longer than 15 minutes. All I had to do was just, refresh. I had to just, upgrade my browser, right? So I ended up downloading Firefox and that fixed it. But we know the computer is still going back because there's still internal problems on the computer. However, you go under the copyright notices, right? And I've got like 11 of them right now. I think there's 11. And there's one pending from Occupy Vancouver, which I disputed, and they haven't gotten back to me on that one yet. And the two other ones that I disputed, they came back and said, no, it doesn't matter. We're just going to keep what we want to keep, right? I think this one here I disputed, and it says, all content owners have received or reviewed your video and confirmed their claim to some or to all of its contents. How can they claim all of the contents? Again, they don't own my son. They don't own those bells. They never booked the park. They're not promoting a universal school meal program. They're not promoting school restoration in the United States. They're not promoting any social development of any kind. No goodwill, nothing. Okay? And it's this, SME, sound recording entity. So, did somebody from this crew actually look at my video and say, yeah, there's a song in there. We're not going to tell the lady what the song is, but there is a song in there that, belongs to us. Therefore, the whole video itself belongs to us. I don't think so. But that's another day. But don't you think it's contradictory that I should have 11 copyright notices, and we just seen what happened to that other person? They had copyright notices and they terminated their page. But yet, when you go into my... One day, I'm going to be able to pay somebody for this stuff, okay? And they're going to make lots of money because my eyes are going on me and I get confused. Right? I really do. There it is again. Manage account status. Your account is in good standing. Copyright strikes. Your account is in good standing. ID claims. Your account is in good standing. But yet, under the circumstances, I feel like my account is not in good standing because they're already warning me that there's a problem and that could change at any time. Anyway, let's get on to somebody else's page here. This fella here, Moon Salam, he, back in the day when I was on YouTube, starting out, just a newbie. I'm still a newbie, but a little insecure. And he reassured me that I wasn't talking to myself, because at one point I felt like I was just talking to myself, because I don't necessarily get a lot of views, right? Which is fine. I'm okay with that. But it's just the idea of putting yourself out there and and trying to figure out what's the best way of dealing with the public so that, you know, they can connect, right? And that's why I kind of threw in the boomerang with the real deal stuff, right? Just to show you that, you know, I'm not propaganda, right? So anyway, this guy here, you know, he gave me that moral support that I needed to kind of just hang in there, and because he was listening, and that was important. You know, one person was listening to me, you know, when I was feeling very insecure at the time, and, you know, feeling kind of foolish, right? You know, it's like being an actor sometimes, right? Especially when you put on the Mayor X hat, right? But, you know, I am a Mayor X, so, you know, I'm very close to Malcolm X and to you know, community initiatives and that type of thing, right? So it's only natural for me to kind of go up the ladder with the hat, right? And, you know, he never laughed at me. You know, he encouraged me just to hang in there and just be myself, and that he was listening, and that was important. And it gave me the courage that I needed to get, you know, to keep going, right? So he's got a lot of subscribers, 1,624 subscribers. That's a lot. And he's got his, I guess these are the other channels, you know, and, you know, a very interesting background. You know, I'll just zoom out a little bit, right? You can see. And I post a comment. I can do the hello again. I'm in the dark here, so it's kind of hard to see, but we'll just do the hello again. You know, I'll just say hello. Let's see if it goes up. Oh, there it is. It's there. Am I seeing this correct? There it is. All right. There's subscribers. Then there's subscriptions. 37,041. So, and when did he join? Let's see. He was on 5 hours ago, so that's nice to know. He's 44. 2009. He became a member in 2009, around the same time as I. I think he's from the Middle East. Country, Kuwait. Yeah, he's from Kuwait, right there. You can see that. And imagine that, a man from Kuwait is someone that actually gave me courage to just, you know, there's a couple of other people that gave me courage too. But this fella, you know, he really stood out for me and made a difference in my life and with my YouTube experience. So, and he has his own style, very interesting.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I won't go into what's happening inside Syria in this movie. It is more killings, media blackout, and more people revolting, and peacefully still, alhamdulillah. What I want to convey to you all are the counter-attack on the revolution, the anti-corruption revolution, the revolution of free people. Now there are two projects, anti-revolution, being implemented as we speak, slowly but surely, trying to kidnap the revolution and to steer the people, the masses, the awakened, away from the objective, which is bringing down the system. Not only the local system, but the whole system. So, I'll start with the first plan. It is a British plan, and who knows the region better than the Crown?
Again, this is random. You know, I'm not going out of my way to pick anything in particular. This is all just freestyle.
Called the Islamic Brotherhood, Ikhwan Muslimin.
I know he cares what's going on in his part of the world very much.
The plan is to supplant Al Saud with the Jordanian king. The Jordanian king, for those who do not know, is from let's say for the British at least, from a British point of view, from a royal blood. He's the descendant of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-Hashimi, and he is regarded by he can be regarded by the Muslims as an heir to the throne, even if we don't have this in Islam. We don't have this heir of the throne. Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, the Prophet, didn't have wasn't survived by any male sons, and that was for a very wise reason. Anyway, they want to supplant the descendant of the Prophet instead of Al Saud, and please the Muslims, both Sunni and Shia, and Ikhwan Muslimin, the Brotherhood, are backing up this plan in Egypt, in Jordan, and in Syria. And that's why mainly they were fought in the region, because they were better off a British plan. Now, since the American sphere, the Anglo-sphere in general, is collapsing, whether we want it or not, whether do we see it or not, it is collapsing. The British are trying to save their asses by coming up with this plan and kicking the remains of the Americans, and have half of the sphere collapsing instead of having the whole sphere collapsing in the region. Now the British say, and they see that they see the Arab world kicking out the Americans, the representatives, let's say, and something they cannot do themselves. The British cannot do themselves, so they are allowing, let's say, or trying to help in their way by supporting the Muslim Brotherhood to come into power, represented today by the Turkish government, which is, as we all know, a Muslim Brotherhood government, and threatening Syria, Bashar Assad, of an action against him if he continues on massacring his own people. Now, the plan consists on Egypt, half of the parliament would go to the Brotherhood, and they can negotiate with the rest of the population, the fragmented population there, a rule that guarantees a majority of the British allies, and in Syria, overthrowing Bashar and planting the Muslim Brotherhood instead, backed by Turkey. And once Syria is in the hands of the British, they will inflame Iraq and kick the Americans for good from there. And a new Middle East would be established. Now, the Americans and the Israelis, they have two different plans too. The Americans have a very naive plan, but it may work, which is, okay, Bin Laden is dead now, Arabs are not terrorists, they are good people, they are not our enemies, and let's work for a free world and a democracy world. This is the tralala of Obama. Who knows?
Okay, we're going to stop and come right back.